Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Saturday morning's very cold live stroll. -1, guys, this morning. And it doesn't feel every bit of that temperature, let me tell you. Honestly, 9 o'clock last night, it was 12 degrees. And then, much like they said, it was going to fall away overnight. Exactly what it's done. Even at 1 o'clock, when I got up to step up to you, it was 6 degrees, which is still fine. And those 4 hours, that's another 6-7 degrees. Brightly, really. And then it's supposed to be 20 degrees today. Possibly no winter here in the UK. So we shall see. On the chestnut this morning, I was getting a bit fed up with the chestnut. And let's have a look and see if there's anything I can do just to tie everything up. If we need to come up with another plan anyway. When it does start getting warmer in the morning, eventually it will. We won't be able to wear it then. The only plan we'll bring is to this, isn't it, like this? So that's the other way, I don't think we can do. Unless, well, I think about maybe using another phone, which is a bit lighter, but then I won't be able to check it for online and all that sort of stuff. I might be able to, actually. I'll see. I'll have a play around with it, and we'll see if we can use the other phone, still use the chest mount. So, good morning to everyone joining up. I can see a few people joining up at the same time. Here's the star of the show, Azra. This is actually rather than chest cradle. I can move things around again. So make sure you guys get subscribed, guys. It's really important. 12 away from 1,000 subscribers. So we're getting ever closer. And if you can help, it really will be appreciated. We're doing the field stroll this morning. A bit more what we've been doing during the week. I wanted to extend it this morning. It definitely will be a different stroll tomorrow. As I said yesterday morning, just due to time constraints. This morning, there was just no way. There's a cat on the other side of the road here. This is what I can show you now, guys. Stuff like this. This cat just sitting there, antagonising Azra. Good for you, puss. Good for you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Laura. How you doing? Yes, that's a normal cat moment, especially when it doesn't run. So as I say, we're heading over towards the field. So we're going to maybe get the beginning of the sunrise over there. Just depends. As I say, if you haven't noticed, I am chopping along this morning because, as I say, I'm going to get home, make sure James is up, get him to have his hair done, get home, get him ready for football, and leave at 8. And then talk about good morning, guy. Morning, guy. I wish I had said no to his haircut this morning, but he needed it done before he goes and eats food, so I've really got time. Anyway, you've been with me last week. You already know this one. It's not new. Stroll again. I'm using the lights tomorrow, I won't be using the lights. And normally I'd be out about 6 on Saturday. We definitely wouldn't need the lights then either. It's just because I've come out early. So that's life. Come on, Azra. Come on, Azra. Quite a few people watching you again now. There you go. Morning to everyone joining in. This is the Star of Show, Azra. Do make sure you like and subscribe to see her live every morning. She is a rescue dog. She's obviously well over that now. She's going to be 5 beginning of May. Star Wars dog, May the 4th. Definitely England. And it feels every bit of England. -1 this morning. Unbelievable. And it's supposed to get up to 20. I mean, people wonder why they get cold in this country at times. I mean, you couldn't have more ridiculous temperatures today. What's it about Ibiza, apparently? Do you believe that? To a degree I can, because we were in Mallorca only 3 weeks ago. And it was sort of, it said it was sort of 17, 18 degrees, but because of the cold wind. Come on, Azra, leave the cat, come on. Come on. Because of the cold wind, Englishmen, English people, sorry, but crazy. Wouldn't have done that in the UK, let's put it like that. Don't troops themselves because you're on holiday. Anyway, she's a Star Wars dog, May the 4th. Be 5. We got her when she was 6 months old. She was found in a box at the side of the road. Cars whizzing by. Pretty traumatised. She's never quite got over cars and bigger vehicles. Which is why sort of doing this route again is just so helpful. Because you're very, very sitting in. I think we are going to see at some stage this morning, guys, the sunrise. Southend-on-Sea. Wow, wow, wow. No, I haven't been there for a long, long time. Funnily enough, my boss was down there well 2 or 3 weeks ago. At the same time we were in Mallorca, and there was some sort of classic car meet on the front there. They do it, reasonably often, I understand. And it was packed. I've seen the videos and the pictures. There were loads of people there. The last time I was in Southend-on-Sea was for a friend's, I think it was his 30th. We went to the casino there on the front. So I'm 46 this year, so there you are, 16 years ago. The thing is with Southend-on-Sea from where we are, sort of near Cambridge, is by far not the closest sort of seaside place to go to. We've got Great Yarmouth, Constantin, sort of the Norfolk coast. To get to Southend, for example, you have to go down the M11, round the M25, and then back up the A12 towards Southend, which is hassle. It has an amazing airport. We flew out of there to visit my brother a few years ago to Malta. So I'm talking rubbish about not being there for 16 years because we flew out of there, but not to the seaside, and that's what I was more referring to. Come on, Azra. You going to the loo? No? Try not to do it on the pitch, Azra. No, it's easy for me to clear up. Good girl. Right, just bear with, guys, because this is where, not having the phone in the cradle, I'll have to put you down just for a second, so just bear with. But that's where the sun is going to be coming up from over there. Right, just bear with, guys. Wait. Right, just got a little highlight reel, didn't you guys, of the old torch. So that's one on my head, one on my jacket somewhere, and then one on Azra. And that is what we're using at the minute. It's now probably just about light enough that you don't need, excuse my throat croaking away, that you don't need the torches now. I'm just leaving them on. I've got to charge them all up anyway, so let them drain themselves down. But look at that, it's going to be a stunning sunrise this morning when it does start coming over the top of the buildings. Another week, as I say, there won't be the need for torches during the week. Been having that little bet with you all. I said 4 weeks, 3 weeks ago, and I think I'm pretty spot on. Maybank holiday weekend, that Monday, which is also Azra's birthday, will be the first day we don't need to use torches for during the week strolls. Obviously we're only using them this morning because they've had to come out early, which has been a nuisance. But for the reasons I explained earlier on, needs must. Come on, Azra. But sort of holding the phone does give you a little bit more flexibility to move around with her, rather than sort of having it on your chest, sort of like this, so it's sort of pinned almost. I can do that, for example, and you can see the loveliness of what's going on around us as well. So makes your arm tight though. I say I can maybe try and come up with another solution for using the smaller phone, but I'll work on that. What have we got here? No, I'm sure. No, yeah, it's there's lots of America I would still definitely like to explore, and got the old bucket list. We've done, for a tourist, I think we've done quite a lot. We've done Florida, we've done New York, we've done Las Vegas. So, we've been very, very fortunate, and we're in America twice, actually, over the next year. Once in September this year, and then in July next. We're in Florida both times, unfortunately, which is well away from where you are. But yes, famous for the Kentucky Derby, Fort Knox, a few little landmarks there. I'm sure there's other things I've missed out that maybe a tourist wouldn't know about. Much love from Cape Town as well. I bet it's warmer there than it is here this morning. Well, they're saying that, isn't it sort of your sort of autumn now? So probably is beginning to get a bit chilly, but nowhere near as chilly as here. What temperature is it in Cape Town today? I believe you're 2 hours ahead of us. Isn't it reciprocated though? Don't the Americans sort of love the old accent as well? I know when I've been in, well, wherever we've been, I mean, most recent place we was New York, and I know that they love the English. And when you have a chat, they're quite, they are genuinely interested in, having a conversation and whatever else, whatever the subject may be. Lucky chap. So how warm is it in Kentucky today as well? Interested to know. As I say, currently probably about 0 here now. So if you can hear me sort of breathing quite heavily, it's not because I'm out of breath, it is because it is genuinely still freezing on the lungs. Yeah, no, I got it, don't worry. Still really warm there. Excellent. Rugby family, yeah, okay. And 17 in Kentucky. 17 in Kentucky, sorry. Well, I'm jealous, guys. Although, by the time we get to around lunchtime, it will be about 20 here today, which is quite warm for a spring April day here in the UK. Nothing lasts forever, temperature-wise. So, having lived in the UK for the last almost 46 years, we'll enjoy it whilst it lasts. I've actually turned the hot tub on. We're going to make use of the hot tub today. That's the first, although I cleaned it all out over the last few weeks, I wasn't going to turn it on until next weekend. But I just said to the other half, I said, you've got to make use of it when it's this warm. Especially as they're away next weekend and I'm home alone. It's even worse. Midnight there, blimey, alright. Well done for sticking with it. Have we ever visited South Africa? No. I have been to the furthest south in Africa I've been is Kenya. Actually went there for my honeymoon, or our honeymoon. Go this way, sorry Azra. Talking away. Yeah, went there, flew into Mombasa, and then stayed on Diani Beach, which is south of Mombasa. In fact, I've been to Kenya 5 times. 3 times with mum and dad, and then twice with Julia. The first time, were we engaged then? When we went the first time? I'm not sure, actually. If she's watching, she might be able to tell me. I know she does sometimes watch in the mornings, if she's awake. But definitely, clearly, the second time, it was our honeymoon. And they mucked up the dates, and I was so angry at the time, but maybe it's a blessing because it was a little bit later into the year. It was still warm every day, but we had some nice rainstorms of an early evening, and this was sort of I think the second week of October we went in the end, and we got married at the end of September. Hence why we're in Orlando for our wedding anniversary this year, 20 years. I always never get too political with the channel, but I was having a conversation with someone yesterday actually about living in other places. Now, it's very difficult to have a conversation because I've never lived in America. I've been to America a few times, but you obviously hear on the news, whether it's all right what you hear on the news, what's going on, and you sort of think to yourself, But I always say as well, and I hope I'm not ruining it for you, the grass isn't always greener. So what may be good in America may be bad here and vice versa. So yeah, that's what I say. Just maybe, it's nice to come for a holiday to places sometimes, but living in a place is completely different. That's my advice. So I've got a brother who lives in Malta, and he absolutely loves it. He's been there for about 15, probably longer than that now. And he wouldn't come back. But yeah, it's just what works for you, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's just bounding around. Look at this sunrise, guys, in front. Stunning coming. Little Ralphie. Little Ralphie is the wife and also the controller of the second dog, who's quite an old chap, hence Little Ralphie. And I think the answer to that question was yes, we were engaged when we went there the first time. I couldn't even remember the year that we went, to be honest with you. I want to say 2004. I'm probably right on that. I'm sure it was 2004, which, yes, definitely we would have been engaged. But I just can't think of the year we went. I've worked with quite a few South Africans, and without wishing to get into too much of a debate about it, South Africa sounds like it is bloody scary in places, quite frankly. Some of the stories you hear is really, really frightening. So we're quite, from the point of view of the UK, we are quite sort of safe and free and everything else, but everywhere's got its pros and cons, hasn't it? And I think, South Africa's got some amazing beauty spots, for sure. But yeah, it's, again, that isn't media talk. That is physically speaking to people that have come from South Africa to the UK, and that isn't just from one person. So, swings and roundabouts, isn't it? After you graduated, yeah, okay, that makes sense then. That's good to know. And I was having this conversation, funnily enough, with people at work. What's going on at the minute? And as I say, I'm not going political, but I think we can clearly know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, this is only for another few years, and then hopefully lots of, sort of damage can be repaired. And there's always been that special bond and special relationship, and long may that continue. I've been fortunate enough to be to America a couple more times than Julia, and we've always been treated with the utmost respect, and it's quite frightening, really. Every day it's something else being thrown. Yesterday it was about sovereignty and stuff like that, and you just think, why is this all necessary? Really, why is it necessary? We're all cut from the same cloth. Some worse than others, obviously. Why can't we all just get on, for Christ's sake? Anyway, maybe that's why it needs real people rather than politicians to sit around the table. Because you just say it how it is, get a lot more stuff done. Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that, because it's definitely, crime-wise, a far worse situation, which is so sad for it. And this is the problem, and I say this quite openly on the open forum. Countries that seem to have the most beautiful places to visit seem to be the places that seem to get ravaged and sort of crimified. That's not a word, but I've made it up. The worst. And I've had this conversation with more than one South African I've worked with. I've worked with 3 or 4 now, and also we knew a South African family. And yeah, it's just really scary, and it's such a shame. It really is. Oh dear. It is still freezing, guys, even though I'm sort of well over halfway around this stroll. We are. Look at this. This is what I can do now. without it in the cradle for the minute. It's like a follow cam on Azra, isn't it? She's a good girl. As I said earlier, she is a rescue dog. Sunrise over there. It actually looks a lot more stunning, guys, than what it's actually looking in real life. The camera is enhancing it massively. Yeah. Right, come on, Azra. We may see Azra's horsey friends this morning. Now, my Kentucky friend might get excited about the horses. I don't know. Maybe you're sick of horses. I don't know. But they might be further away, so we might not see them. But last year, when they were a lot closer to the sort of road, when they sort of moved around their fields, it's not all Harry Potter, I can assure you. But if that's how you want to think about it, then that is a really nice way of thinking about it. So, and of course, home of Star Wars as well. James Bond. Just to name a few of the very best film franchises out there. I'm sure there's others I'm missing. Right, so we've got our horses over there. We've got one. Can't actually hear him. There's actually three of them, but I can only see two this morning, actually. No, I can see him all through in the line. He might not be coming out of the camera. Right, come on, Azra. Let's go. So we're now sort of back to a sort of residential bit of the stroll. And we are making a fantastic time, guys. I'm not going to be doing the science part this morning. I'm just going directly home because I really do need to make sure young James, the third cog of the Jays family, is up. For the reasons I said earlier on, it is a bit of a frantic morning, to be honest. And I want to nip into Tesco's quickly as well. I'm not going to get a chance to do that. 100%, yeah. There's, I mean, the village we live in, not so much these houses where we are now, but along the high street, there's sort of cottages and stuff that have been there 100 years plus. You know, it's very much a mix in our village of what it is. Obviously, the village has got bigger over the years. But yeah, there's many places in the UK that are still very oldie-worldy. And we've got so many sort of diverse sort of, in the south it's very sort of more populated, but it's still kept some of its charm in places, whereas up the further north you go, sort of probably north of Liverpool, Manchester probably, then you get the Lake District, and then Scotland, which is amazing. Been lucky enough to do all that as well at different times. Yeah, you're right. Essex is a county all by itself, to be honest with you. As you quite rightly say, Southend-on-Sea. What else? Clacton-on-Sea, Wharton-on-the-Naze. You've got some amazing outlets at, oh my lord, Freeport, I can't think what it's called now. Near Chelmsford, it's not Chelmsford though. Can't think what it's called. Where they are now. That's terrible. Been there so many times. I'm usually very good with maps. But Essex is known as the lively county of the UK. I think that's fair to say. That's very difficult to say. Depending on condition, some of them could go to well over 1 million easily. I would say as an average, probably sort of 750 to 1 million quid, probably. And again, that's depending on size and location. If you live in the middle of nowhere, like it's really in the sticks, there's not more than that. A lot more than that. Yes, I think we're all on the same page. Saying that, a lot of Harry Potter was supposedly filmed in or around London, wasn't it? Of course it wasn't. There's a lot of sets as well, though there is still sets in London that they used. I'm not sure central London's much different to Essex, really, to be honest with you. It may come as a shock to you, but I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I've watched bits and pieces of the films. If someone actually spoke in their car up there, that's how cold it is. I did check with you as I left the house and it was iced. So that's why another reason I've got to get a move on, get mine done as well. I worked in Essex for a time. Well, on the Essex border in Bishop's Stortford, which is officially classified as Hertfordshire, just about. But I worked there for 13 years. And it was alright. There's never been Cambridge customers are working there. Customers, if I'm honest with you. Cambridge customers would be complaining on Facebook and Twitter and whatever else they could get their hands on. It's really changed. Bishop's Stortford, Hertfordshire Essex customers would be frustrating to deal with, there isn't. Anyway. Oh, that's a difficult question. I'm not that much of a connoisseur, but I don't think you can beat a good old village pub and sort of pub grub as it is. Obviously, you've got different sort of foods and what have you. In the bigger cities, but where we are, sort of the village pubs, you can get sort of a real, what's the word, a real range of food. Another thing, talking about South End Sea, fish and chips. You can find a really nice fish and chip shop on the coast where the fish is fresh. Oh my god, it's amazing. So yeah, I'm not sure that really helps, but pub grub in the villages and good fish and chips on the coast. Two of my favourites. And a roast dinner. And then I think Julia makes it for me. Pie and mash is very much a London. Oh, that's right. It's very much a London thing, but it's exactly that. You can have whatever pie, sort of steak pie, chicken pie, whatever pie, and mash. And it usually comes from sort of the fish and chip shops. Although clearly you can do it at home as well. It's not that difficult, is it? But yeah, it's a bit of a Cockney thing. People often say to me, your accent is very London. I was born in London. Never lived there. but I was born there. So I was very much central London, near to St Paul's Cathedral, where I was born. So yeah, Cockney in me, but 46 years later, I don't see any. When I speak to proper Cockneys, I don't sound like that. Yes, yes, Julia. Well done, little Ralphie. Yeah, too right as well. Did you ever try it, Julia? And you're one of your many sites that you worked at there? Any opinion on that? I can't say I had. Yeah, we do. We do have steakhouses as well. Yeah, I don't think they're quite on the same level as in America, but we do have sort of steakhouses. I think we've got Hickories, which is one that seems to be popping up everywhere in the UK at the minute. There's another one. I want to say, is it Black Angus? I think we've got Black Angus here as well. And of course, you can get steaks in the pubs as well. Just, I think if you go to a specific place that's what they do, they're obviously going to be better. I went to a steak restaurant in New York, very, very well known, so well known I can't think of the name of it. I've never had such lovely steak in all my life. It's always spoken about on some of the American sitcoms, and I can't think what it's called. If Julie's still watching, she might remember. Oh, Julie's saying, yuck, she had gravy, not the liquor. Fair enough. Right, guys, we are getting towards the end of this now, so it's been fantastic having a chat this morning. It's made this stroll just fly by. But we have got to call it a day in the next 2 or 3 minutes. So it's been great speaking to an American friend, a South African friend, obviously little Ralphie as well weighing in. Yeah, it's 100%, and that's spot on, and that's what I was saying. Anyway, guys, we're going to call this one. So, as I say, it's been fantastic. Azra, you can say goodbye. Good girl. Saturday, obviously for a South African friend. You're almost midway through your. Well, what's it? Coming up to 8 o'clock, isn't it? So it's just morning there. And our Kentucky friend, go to bed. Yeah, guys, have a good one. And we'll be out at 7 a.m. UK time tomorrow. And thank you for subscribing. I've just seen that come through. Thanks a lot. Take care. Hit the old bell as well. You'll know when we're on. Cheers, guys.